Hello everyone, this is Brian from Dad Projects. I'm sitting here with the 63 Corvette again, and this time I'm just going to do a lot of talking and go through some of the projects that we've finished. I'm not going to rush through it. My son tells me most of the time to post a short, less than 60 seconds, but I'm just going to do a video and clear up some things, tell you a little more about me and this project. So I received the 63 Corvette on August 4th from a sort of indirect family member. It was not something I expected to happen. It was just an opportunity that came up and I jumped at it. I don't have a huge experience with 63 Corvettes or any Corvettes other than loving them, as I've loved many old cars and muscle cars, but I just didn't think this opportunity would happen. So yes, I'm a novice and I've made some mistakes already, little things, but I'm doing my best to learn and get this car in good, drivable, safe shape. So my goal when I first got the car, I made a list on some cardboard here, was to do a couple different things. So I'll cross off what we've done in the last 5 weeks, or maybe 6 weeks. I got it August 4th. Today is September 27th. So we can figure that out. But I'll go through, this is my list of things. I made this up right before doing this video to try to keep track of everything. So did put a new battery in, had the carburetor rebuilt. I did put valve cover gaskets on. A knife switch was installed, new tires, shined the hubcaps, cleaned some. There was the car had an oil leak, which I think was coming from the valve cover gaskets, which is why I replaced them. It definitely a big difference there. And I did clean under the car as much as I could. The convertible top, the latch, or the lid, the latch on the lid was getting stuck, just old, so I've WD-40'd that, moved it around a little, and that seems to be locking better, so easy there. Plugs and wires, I did that myself. Some things that I still need to do are most likely an oil pan gasket, just haven't tackled that yet. A couple of things I'm going to actually send the car out on Monday. I'm going to have it towed because I do have a fuel leak, and I posted a video about that. It looks to be coming from the fuel pump. I know that's a relatively easy job, but it just doesn't look that easy for me. It's pretty tight space. I have basically room for one car in my garage. I have 3 kids and my wife, and our garage is connected to our house. The last thing I want to do is spill a bunch of fuel, to be honest. And I'm just not confident doing that. I just don't want to make that mess. So I had already had plans to take the car into a local shop that specializes in Corvettes because the wiper switch doesn't work and the headlight switch. And I do think it's just the switches, but they'll confirm that because when I first got the car, one of the lights did come up with the switch, but the switch is very loose and it's just not, you can just tell it's not doing anything. So I had planned to take it in anyway to have those things fixed. The other issue is the locks on the doors. The ignition key turns the ignition and it will lock the driver's side door and passenger door, but it will not unlock them. So luckily it's a convertible when I found that out, so I was not locked out. But I'm gonna have them look at that probably. And one thing I am thinking of doing is putting in a dual circuit master cylinder. These 63s only had the single master cylinder. So I'm thinking of, or at least gonna inquire about that because I just want to make it safer. I plan to take the kids and my wife for rides, and I just want to make it as safe as possible. Along those lines, I did order 3-point seat belts, and I did watch on the Corvette forum. I saw that you can make that look like a pretty clean installation. So this car is not all original. Obviously, the side pipes are not did not come with the car. The engine's a 350, so I do want to keep it somewhat original. I don't want to go all crazy, but since it's not original, there's some things I'd like to do for safety. And then I do need to get an air filter, which sounds like an easy fix, but I've yet to find one that will fit the car. There's one listed on like Zip or Corvette Central, but it's like $16 for the filter and another $16 to have it delivered. So I'm like, I gotta find one closer to home. Some other things I'd like to do long term, have the suspension looked at. Maybe it needs some shocks. A lot of the bushings look old, which you would expect. Not sure that that's an emergency. It's definitely not an emergency thing, but it's just something to think about that I might have done at some point. The strut rods are bent on the rear, which I'll show you. And I'm told that that's fine. It's kind of what people used to do when they needed to get it aligned and couldn't use, either didn't know how or couldn't use the adjusters that they're supposed to, but it's something I definitely want to fix. The strut rods themselves are relatively cheap, but I hear that putting those in can be difficult, or actually getting the old ones out can be difficult. So I'll have to decide whether I want to tackle that on my own at home over the winter, or take it somewhere and have that done. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do about that just yet. So I'm going to spin the camera around and show you a couple of the things that I need to get done. All right, so here's the engine. You can see I did paint the valve covers and intake manifold. I did that when the car was being rebuilt because I was just too excited and bored. There's the new knife switch on the new battery, new wires, spark plugs are in. This is the master cylinder, which you can tell is obviously replaced at some point. It's in good shape and it does work, but I've just heard horror stories. If there's any kind of leak in the system with a single master cylinder, you essentially lose your brakes. So I want to avoid that scenario. The wiper motor looks like it's in pretty good shape as well, and I'm thinking that was replaced. But the wipers do not work, nor do the headlights. So I'll give you a shot of that. This is the headlight switch, and you can see it's not connected anymore, just flimsy sitting there. It should be connected, I think, back here when I move this. That's, I think, what it should be triggering, but it was working when I first got the car, but no longer. This is the wiper switch. It's all gunky. The other switches don't look like that. And it's like, it's worse in the back. I don't know if something happened. Maybe it burned up a little. I honestly don't know. It doesn't look like that type of, you know, like something was ever on fire. So I don't think that was the case. But anyway, hopefully it's just a couple switches to be replaced and everything will be working. Also want to have them check the brakes. The brakes do work, but I haven't looked at them myself. I've never done brakes, and they're important, so I'm going to have a professional look at those. So yep, it'll go out Monday. They're going to pick it up on a flatbed, take it to the local shop about 20 minutes away. Again, I would drive it over there, but I don't want to take a chance with the fuel pump leak. It's just not worth it. So I'll have to do it right, get it towed over, and then hopefully within a few days, it'll come back being more dependable without a fuel leak. And then I can take it to a few shows, you know, just to hang out and see other cars and do some cruising before the winter comes along. So I'll let you know how it goes when we get the car back. Thanks.